Hi guys, I'm ZHEN.
I'm Stephanie Cheng.
And I study JIAR.
I'm TEKSON.
And I am WONG.
So today we will present our object-oriented programming project, and our system title is Comic Rental System.
So for the introduction, our comic rental system is a systematic rental system for Japanese comic books to replace the traditional ways of recording rental in books. The rental recorded in books has many disadvantages, such as difficult in information finding and also a waste of book records. The system includes features such as insert, update, delete, and search data of comic books, customer information, and rental management such as calculation of rental fees and overdue fines. The system also allows admin to view sales by day, month, and year, as well as bestseller report. The target user of this comic rental system is the customer and the admin of a comic rental store.
So we're going to talk about the scope. First thing, we'll show you how is the calculation of the common rental fees and the overdue fine. Next, we're going to show the store of the comics and the customer information. Then, we'll show how we store the information on the render of the books.
So this is our entity relationship diagram for our database. So we have 6 tables over here, which is the user, which record the information of the user, and renter to record the information of rental. And then we also have rental copy, comic genre, and also comic copy.
So as you can see here, this is our UML diagram. For the user class, we have the getter and setter method, and then we have the instant variables. And then for the rental class and the rental copy, the rental copy is part of the rental class. The direction shows aggregation relationship. And then for the comic and comic copy class, the comic copy is part of the comic class, and the relationship also shows as aggregation relationship. For the comic class is also part of the comic genre, and then as you can see here at the bottom, the rental copy to comic copy has a multiplicity relationship where the rental copy can have many comic copy. And then for the user class and the rental class, one user, the relationship here shows multiplicity, so one user can have many rental of comic books.
So now I will demonstrate our system. So this is the main page of our system. Then our system name is Rabbit Comics Rental System. Then we have two choices here, login and register. So for the register, if the account is the first account registered into the database, then it will be set as the admin account. And then the following account will be set as customer account unless the admin change the account permission to admin. So register. So this is the register form. And then the user is required to enter these all fields. And then there are error checking inside this register. So as you can see here will shows the error message. So valid IC. The IC must have 12 numbers, and then the email must have the @ symbol, and then the contact number must be all integer. So registration successful, please log in. it will show the success message and then redirected back to this main menu page and then requires to log in. So log in. So for the login, if the password is wrong, then shows the login error. Then there are two user type here. One is the customer, one is the admin. So if the username and password is correct and then okay, then it will show you do not have a permission to log in. So now log in as customer. Then we enter the customer menu. So for the customer menu, there are three sections, three choices. The logout button will display a confirmation for the logout. If yes, then the customer will be redirected back to the main menu page. If no, then do nothing. Then the update account. So the user ID and username is uneditable because they are unique in the database. So the user can reset the password by entering the old password. If wrong, then it will show the error message. So if the password is correct, then the user is required to enter the new password and confirm new password. Then all the input field inside this form is also controlled by the input exception. Then there are error checking inside here. So if the EIC we change, maybe the email we change to BCD123 and then press the save, then it will show account details has been updated. And then we load again, then we can see in the database there the email already updated. So this is all for the update account. So for the rent comics, it will show the search function and search option and also the rental history. So now I will show you the account with the rental history. So as you can see here we have the rental history and then we can search by year, month, day. Maybe I search for 18. So 6/18. Then we can see here the rental record table will show the rental record. And then if we press this button, refresh table button, then it will reload the initial state of the table. So the user can view the details of this rental history and then view the comic details by pressing the row and then press the view comic details button. So if the customer wants to rent a book, then he can select this add rental button. So for the add rental button, it will show a add rental dialog. Then it will show these two tables. So this one is the comics table and this one is the rental list table. So the customer is required to add the comics he interested into this rental list. And then after that, he can submit for the payment. So now, for example, he want to search the comics and search for maybe Bleach. And then he can see the record. Then if he press the refresh table, then it will refresh back to the initial state. And then he can view the details of the comics. So for example, now I am interested with this comic and then I press add. Then as you can see here, the list already add into this add rental. Then just now the condition here is available and now as I add, then it become rented. So if I delete from the list here, and then as you can see the condition now already changed back to the available. So now I add here and then I add one more book. And then as you can see here, the total price here already will be calculated from the list here. So now I already confirmed I want to rent these two books. Then I press submit. Then this is your receipt. Then the system will display a receipt. it will show the expected return date, which is 7 days after the rent date, and then the commit details, copy details, the payment, and also a small note that late return will have a penalty of 1 week per comic book. So close. Then he needs to refresh the table. So now refresh table. Then as you can see here, a new record is added inside. And then the rental record here, the status which is renting will be displayed on the top of the list first, followed by the completed. So this is all for the customer section, the rent comics. And then now we demonstrate for the admin. So for the admin, the admin can manage the comics, customer render, and also view the render report. So for the customer management, the admin can search, and then he can view the details, and then he can update the permission status, and also reset password. If he press the reset password, then the system will ask for the confirmation. If yes, then the account password will be reset to a default password. So this is the customer management. And then next is the comics management. So this is the comic list. And then same, the admin can search by comic ID, title, order, or genre. And then key in and press the search button. And then he also can refresh the table to the initial state. And then he can view the details. And also he can edit the comic. So for editing comic, he can edit all these info, the data. For example, now this slam dunk volume 2, change the price to 6 and then save. Okay. Then just now is this. So now 5. Then I refresh table. As you can see, all now the comic ID 8, all the price changed to 6 ringgit. So if for example this comic book has broken, then I select, then available, set to broken, save copy. Okay. So as you can see here now, the condition, the copy ID 3 has changed to broken. And then this condition is deactivated. So if I press again, select, then it will be activated. So this is all for the edit comic. So next is the add comic. If the admin wants to add a new comic into the database, so add new comic, then title, and then genre. If there are no genre in this combo box, then he can add a new one by select this add button, and then the editable option will be set to true, and then set, for example, and then order, price, quantity, and then description. So save. Then here will shows the success message. Okay. And then here we refresh. Then as you can see here, number 13 is added into the database. So now, for this part, the add new copy, the user can select the admin can search for the comic ID from this table, and then press the comic ID, and then enter the comic ID, for example 13, and then add 2 more copy and press save. Then it will show the confirmation message. If yes, then success message, and then I here refresh table. Then as you can see here, 2 more copy is added inside. So next one is this edit genre. So for this edit genre, the admin can either add a new one, for example, carry through, save, then success message. Then as you can see, when the add button is selected, and then this edit button will be set enable equals to true, equals to false. Then okay. Then as you can see here now, just now the new general is already added into the database. Then if I want to edit, same, this button is set disable. So scary, save, yes. Then as you can see here, now already set to scary. So this is all for the edit general and also all for the comics management. So next is the render management. So as you can see here, this is the render record, and then the status, which is the renting, will be put at the top of the table first, then followed by the completed one, and then he can search for the year, month, or date, for example. So refresh table to the initial state. So the admin can update the status. For example, the customer returned the rented comics in the store, and then the admin will update the rental record status. So the admin can select this view details, and then here will shows the rental details, and then the admin can look for the comic details and also the customer details. So the admin will press this update status. So as you can see here, this one, the condition here is for the comic copy, the condition here is rented, and then status here renting, and then now update status, yes. So as you can see here, as the rental record is updated, the comic copy, the condition is set to available, and then status here completed, and then the overdue fee is 1 ringgit. So for the overdue fee, the system will compare the current date time with the expected date which has recorded into the database. So if the current date time exceeds the expected return date, then it will calculate for the overdue fee, which is 1 ringgit per book. Here got 1 book, so overdue fee is 1 ringgit. So, and also for the rental details, the update status button will be disabled for the render record which their status is completed. So close. Refresh table. So now here the completed record got 6. So refresh. Then now add more. So this is all for the rental management. And then now is the view render report. So we have 4 types of report here: daily, monthly, annual sales, and also bestseller. So for the daily sales, we simply search for one date. Then as we can see here, it will show the sales of that day, and then sales count for, and then total sales, total of this. So this is the daily sales, and then the monthly sales, for example, June 2021. So it will show the record of the day of this month. Then it will show the sales count for that particular date, and then the sales and also the sales count for that particular date. And then for this one, it will show the sales count per month, the total of here, and then total sales, the total of here. So this is the monthly sales report. And then the annual sales, it will shows all the record of the month of this year. So the record of June, the total of June, and then the total sales count of June. Then here is total sales count per year and total sales of the year. So this is the annual sales report. And then the bestseller report, the all-time bestseller, it will shows the most popular record first, followed by the not popular one. So this is the all-time bestseller report. So this is all for our system. So thank you very much.